The family was distraught, but as time passed, they began to notice strange occurrences. Objects would move on their own, and the family would hear voices in the middle of the night. The mother began to see a shadowy figure lurking in the corners of her home. In a small, isolated village, there lived a family of 5, a father, a mother, and their 3 children. Life was peaceful, until one day, the eldest son, Ronaldo, disappeared. As the family grew more and more desperate, they turned to a local witch for help. She revealed that Ronaldo had been kidnapped by a demon. In exchange for his freedom, the family would have to make a sacrifice. The family agreed, but the demon was not satisfied. He demanded more and more, until the family was completely drained of their resources. The demon finally released Ronaldo, but not before placing a curse on the family. From that day forward, the family was haunted by the demon, and the village was plagued by a series of unexplained tragedies. The curse of Ronaldo had taken hold, and the family's lives were never the same. Despite their best efforts to return to normalcy, the family's home became a place of eerie and unsettling activity. The once cozy living room now felt cold and unwelcoming, as if an invisible presence was lurking just out of sight. At night, the sound of whispers grew louder, and the family began to see strange, fleeting glimpses of figures moving in the shadows. The youngest daughter, Maria, often woke up screaming from nightmares of dark, clawed hands, reaching for her. The mother, clutching a worn rosary, prayed fervently for relief, but the dark presence seemed to grow stronger with each passing day. As the village's tragedies mounted, mysterious illnesses, accidents, and unexplained deaths, the villagers grew increasingly wary of the cursed family. Rumors spread like wildfire, and whispers of the family's dealings with dark forces led to an outcast status. Desperate and isolated, the family sought solace in each other, but the weight of the demon's curse bore heavily upon them. Their once joyful home was now a place of constant fear and sorrow, as the demon's malevolent influence continued to unravel their lives, leaving them with only the bitter remnants of their former happiness. Despite their best efforts, but in vain, one evening, as a storm raged outside, the family gathered in their dimly lit living room, the weight of their ordeal visible in their haunted expressions. The mother, clutching a faded photograph of Ronaldo, whispered a desperate plea into the storm. The house seemed to hold its breath, and for a fleeting moment, the whispers ceased, replaced by an eerie silence. But as the storm subsided, the family found themselves no closer to peace. The demon's curse had seeped into every corner of their lives, leaving them trapped in a perpetual cycle of torment. Ronaldo was gone, the family was broken, and the village was forever marked by the dark legacy of the curse.
In the heart of a forgotten forest, a small village lay hidden, shrouded in an eerie silence that never lifted. The villagers spoke in hushed tones about the ancient well at the edge of the woods, a relic from a time long past. They said it was cursed, a gateway to the other side, where restless spirits roamed. Children were forbidden to go near it, yet the temptation of the unknown was a lure too strong for some. One moonless night, a young boy named Liam, driven by curiosity, ventured out to the well, daring to peer into its dark depths. As Liam leaned over the edge, the wind picked up, whispering strange, unintelligible words that sent shivers down his spine. The well seemed to breathe, its ancient stones groaning as if they were alive. Suddenly, a cold, clammy hand shot out from the darkness, gripping his wrist with an iron grip. Liam screamed, but the sound was swallowed by the night. He struggled to break free, but the hand was relentless, pulling him closer and closer to the abyss. His feet lost their grip on the edge, and with a final, desperate cry, he was dragged into the well, the cold water closing over his head like a shroud. The villagers searched for Liam the next morning, but there was no trace of the boy. The well, now silent and still, gave no clues to his fate. Days turned into weeks, and the village was haunted by the boy's disappearance. But one night, as the fog rolled in thick and heavy, a figure appeared at the edge of the forest. It was Liam, or at least, it looked like him. His skin was pale as the moon, his eyes empty and lifeless. He stood at the entrance of the village, his lips moving silently, as if whispering secrets only the dead could understand. The villagers dared not approach him, paralyzed by a fear they couldn't explain. But as they watched from their windows, Liam slowly turned and began walking back into the forest. The villagers knew he was leading them to the well, back to where it all began. No one followed, but they knew, deep in their hearts, that the well was calling to them, whispering their names, and it was only a matter of time before someone else answered.